All right, how y'all doing? Okay, so today there's a lot of things going on as always with immigration. Let me know if you have any questions. Some things I can share with you right now. Okay, we just have a success story today. Client just got approved for the 10-year card. Danny, you got the ding, you got the notification. Glad it worked for you. So we got a client that got approved for the 10-year card. It had been pending for at least 12 months. But I'll tell you what, here's one reason you may want to consider authorizing a legal team like ours here at Green Card Guys to help you. Okay. He filed initially the case himself. Um, it went it went smoothly at first, so he thought, so his wife thought. And then 12 months, roughly about 12 months later, the case got denied. Okay. He also had an RFE, request for evidence. Um, they have two little kids, so they're busy. The kids got you busy, right? So things happen. So when you have kids, when you have work, you just typically our clients have when they talk to us later and they tried it on their own, the case gets denied. Okay, so at this point, if you spend X amount of money on an immigration court government fees, we want our goal here at Green Card Guys to help you avoid those problems. Okay. First thing we do, and you might think like, oh, I put on my calendar. Okay, well, put it on your calendar is not enough. I always say on the live show, put it on your calendar. Here's what else you could do, even if you still don't want to contact our team. That's okay. I won't take it personal. Okay. But what you need to do, in addition to put it on your calendar, in Google, they make it easy. They have an option to add a, I feel like I need to record a separate video for this. I add a reminder, but don't just put add reminder, change it to email reminder. Okay. So if your deadline, here's four scenarios where you need to definitely talk to a lawyer. The first one is the RFE. Next one is a notice of intent denied, NOID. Okay, that's interesting. Um, Instagram is really strange. Okay. Um, then the third one is a denial letter. All three of those have a deadline. Okay. And the letter from USCIS is supposed to tell you what the deadline is. But even if you put like RFE 87 days for your deadline on your Google Calendar or Outlook reminder, you really need to set the actual reminder 30 days before that. Okay. You need to treat it like a job because that's what we do for y'all. This is our job to help y'all avoid those immigration problems. Try to save you some money by getting you the securing your legal status. So anyway, just want to share that it's really a success story for a client. It is what it is. He got denied before. We refiled it, did everything, filed the case, proactive in giving advice to him, his family, and that's why it's not so simple, y'all. For some of y'all, it's fine, right? You're very organized, but some of y'all are not organized. Some of you are not organized, and that's okay. But organization is not just the only thing; it's a legal strategy as well. Okay. So, by the way, on TikTok, I'm on all the platforms possible except Twitch. I don't even know what Twitch is about, but I thought it was just for gamers. I guess I'm wrong. But on TikTok, it does hide some comments. So please, just a little housekeeping here, a little respect here. Everyone, generally, most like 99% of people are very respectful, and I thank you for that. But if I try my best to answer the questions in the order I receive them, TikTok is not that helpful in the sense like, oh, this is the first person or second person. But so try your best not to copy and paste. I know that some of y'all have this Twitch to copy and paste. But for some of y'all on TikTok, it doesn't show me the questions. It might hide the question. It hides comments. Um, so if I don't see it, I'll let you know. Okay. All right. So again, I'll be here about 15 to 20 minutes. So just other housekeeping. We do allow people to schedule. So right here, I'll get to, let's see, right there you go. So up here on TikTok, and you can see up the first option here is a pre-qualified session to speak with our client care specialist. Now, this is if you're ready to take action, whether it's take action in a week to file your case or ready to get the ball rolling, okay, to apply, or at least to find out if you're even eligible, okay? Then that's with a client care specialist, option number one. And if you schedule during live show, that's why I tell you how long I'm going to be here for, because I don't want to waste your time if you're only got 5 minutes, right? So let's see. And so we do allow for that amount where it says this number right here. That's only when you schedule during live show. Even if you call in, that's okay. No problem. All right. So I've updated my team to offer that amount for you if you schedule during live. Or even if you want to listen, but you want to just text in, you can do that too. All right. So only 3 spots for that amount. Okay, Danny. Yeah. Email me. Email me. Let's see. Someone asked Frank on TikTok, your interview was referred to a supervisor on April 4th. You're still waiting for next steps. So yes, typically during your interview, they'll tell me, I always like to ask, officer, with the information, the supplemental evidence that we have today, you need to write this down. If you're doing this yourself, what's the supplemental information evidence that we provide today? Is there a possibility that we could receive a RFE? We could receive. It doesn't mean that you're asking for it. It's literally just like giving you an indication. Instead of, that's a lot more respectful to ask and friendly tone, instead of saying, when the officer asks, do you have any more questions? And you say, when am I going to get my status update or decision in the mail? It just doesn't, that's a common question. But I'm pretty sure I've done this so long that I find ways to rephrase things to be more respectful to the officer, okay? Or with the officer. So just keep that in mind, write that down, okay? But yeah, I guess more to your question, April 4th, that is typical that an officer will say that whoever's interviewing you, it's kind of like a second check. It's their own, let's say, like quality control on their end. I think whenever we meet people who basically say, hey, you're approved today, kind of talk phrase, that's typically people that probably have a lot more experience and have the leeway, because I'm pretty sure, just like in my law firm, I set up certain things. I always want team members to ask me questions, but I'm answering y'all's questions. This is already a lot of questions for me. So I set up standard operating procedures, like when this happens, this is what to say, basically, right? Or this is what you need to do. So April 4th, though, now it's June, April, May, June. So that's what, a little over 2.5 months. Whew, boy. So what's your receipt date? If your receipt date from the day you filed the whole package until now is at least 15 months, and you're still waiting at least 3 months, then yes. I mean, just go ahead and schedule a meeting with us. If anyone thinks they're delayed, by the way, put the letter D in the comments. If you have filed your case and you think it's delayed, go ahead and put the month and year that you filed the case application, and I'll share some insights. Okay. Oh, Danny, they still haven't told you anything about your payment situation. USCIS, they haven't mailed it back. That's that is strange. So by the way, one of our loyal followers here on social media, I'm not going to say names, but for privacy reasons, of course, but just one, if that's okay, that they USCIS accepts money for so many different ways, I guess, like check. I think they still accept check, money order, cashier's check. For some time, I was thinking like, oh, cashier's check would be better because they don't have your routing number and account number, which, by the way, just personal advice, I don't recommend using a traditional check anymore, because we hired someone and they were somehow able to take money out of her account. That's just personal. So because anyways, so that's why in general, if you pay something credit card or cashier's check, but with USCIS, if you're doing this yourself, please know you can do that. You can pay by credit card. Okay, if you have credit cards, some of you don't. So I guess if you you may want to consider debit card if you don't have a credit card. But I do recommend credit card for this case. All right, let me go to some comments on YouTube. Thank you so much. Bakir and Nasifa Mansouri, how much fee for Mandamus lawsuit for I-130? Again, you asked this the other day, and I appreciate this. I cannot talk about fees on social media because these apps, these platforms they'll take me out. Okay, that's happened before, and I'm not willing for my account to get slashed. Okay, so you need to contact my team, which Bakir is up there. Okay, and this is what it looks like. But by the way, since you're on YouTube today, I have a pretty good memory, y'all. I remember y'all's questions. I have a really good memory. I had just good enough memory. So Bakir, this is how you schedule on YouTube. All right, go to that link. All right. I had just good enough memory to pass the bar exam and pass all those essays. Yes, Danny. See, imagine how much stress could be released. I feel like I should be like a yoga instructor for these immigration cases. What I'm here to do is share insights and reduce the temperature, okay? I want to help y'all, okay? Even if you don't, sign up with the services, I hope I can point you in the right direction just a little bit, okay? And then hopefully you can give me more taps or, go to reviewtinglaw.com. Thank you so much. All right, let's see. Let me go to some more comments here. Again, if you want to join live, you're welcome to do that. On TikTok, I think it's 2 little people right there. On YouTube and Facebook, it's right here scrolling down. You got to email in for the link. Thank you, Bakir and Nafisa. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Violet Sky. Besides Florida and Texas, can I recommend some states that are immigrant friendly in 2025? Oh, that's a great question. You know what? Let me ask my team to put that together because I'm kind of curious myself. Where should I move to? I just screenshot that and share that with my team to figure that out, find that out for you. Okay, Violet, if you want, I don't know if we have your email yet, but if you don't mind emailing us, okay, and then we'll make sure to send that information to you. Okay. I mean, I have an idea in my head, but I want to make sure we get the accurate information for you. And really, to really know it's immigrant friendly is at least knowing the local area, to make sure the county and the city did not sign a 287G agreement. Okay. I just checked this for a nonprofit yesterday. A lot, even it's not just individuals, but companies, nonprofits, they're concerned if when they have an event, or even if they don't have an event, but ICE shows up to the workplace, shows up to the event. Because, a lot of events are on social media, of course, to promote. So we share advice to organizations as well. Okay, let's get Chocoflan. What's up, Chocoflan? I think someone else want to join. Is it Alan ZGT? Do you want to join?
Good morning.
What's going on?
Good question. So I understand that USCIS will take DACA DACA requests, like the brand new ones, right? But they're not processing them. but I am seeing a lot of other immigration attorneys say that if you are undocumented and qualify for DACA, that you should apply for DACA, even though they're not processing it, just for them to kind of have your request on file or whatever. However, my concern with that would be, well, if they have all that information and take your money, right? Because it's like $500, $600 to do it. Is there any, like risk in them maybe trying to deport you if you were to initially try that?
Well, I mean, arguably they have that, or not arguably, the Alien Registration Act was kind of like quote unquote renewed with the online form. So technically it would be a good idea to update that in general, so to avoid fines. But specific to your question, so they technically could have your information ready, even if you don't apply, right? Like the government has contracts with Palantir, publicly traded company. So if you don't know Palantir, look it up. But the PLTR is stock ticker name symbol. But but in general, I haven't heard that. Let me check my message boards with attorneys. But I would think a lot of my colleagues would not suggest that. But I will check that.
Okay.
So because you haven't this is for you haven't applied before at all.
No, yeah.
I don't see the benefit applying now versus, like, let's say a year later, 2 years later, like if it were to be finally allowed to continue for new applicants. I don't did they say what the benefit could be? Like, and that's hard to predict,
No, they just said that once they would start processing, that you wouldn't have to, like, pretty much, I guess it would just be faster because they would already have your information and everything.
Yeah, I mean, we just applied for a client for renewal, and unfortunately, a lot of people renewal has been like waiting 6 months, whatnot. It's kind of all up in the air. But for one of our clients, just like last month, it got approved in 1 week. Like, we didn't pay anything extra, So like, it's hard to say. I wouldn't, if that was the reason to be like earlier in line, who knows? There could be already 1,000 people. It's different. Like, I put $100 down for Rivian 2 years ago. That's a little bit different of a situation. So, like I encouraged a lot last year with a marriage parole in place when that first came out, along with other attorneys. But we saw what happened. Like, that got taken out within like 2 months. So it's no longer valid. So, I mean, I'm actually, I'm actually in this kind of situation more leaning towards don't file it, because they could accept your money. And then, because if they don't, they have to accept your money because they're not rejecting it. It's kind of weird, right? So it's either accept it, take your money, or reject it, and they don't take your money. So it's legally not available right now. So for you, so I wouldn't do it.
And so now they're on top of that fee for filing DACA. Now there's going to be another fee if you did not register for the Alien Act.
Yeah, there's a fine technically, but that's a whole bunch of money. So I wouldn't even be concerned about that.
Okay.
But you can Google search it. I think I wrote about it on my LinkedIn newsletter. If you go to my page or something, you might be able to find it. That has more information about it. Okay, cool. All right. Thank you, Chocoflon. Take care. So, I mean, that's a really good example. A lot of these questions are examples like, not that I feel bad that if you pay 3 digits for these kind of questions, but like some of these questions I try my best to knock it out in 1 minute, but like maybe it's 5 minutes or less. So if you don't mind, if you got some value from this, even if it's that my answer is not directly to your question yet, if you don't mind tapping on TikTok, at least. I don't know how it's done on Instagram, but on YouTube and Facebook, if you don't mind tapping that thumbs up, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get the next person on. By the way, again, I supposed to be here for another 5 minutes. I'll see if I can extend it to 12:30. But if you are interested to take action in a case, or even to verify you're eligible, even if you already talked to a lawyer, but you're like, I don't know if that bro or sister gave you the accurate information. Maybe they did, but maybe they didn't explain it in a way that was, understandable. That's where I think we do the best thing. For one of the ways. Okay, so let's see. Let's get there's 3 people that are, have a guest on TikTok that want to join. So I'm just gonna click on all of y'all. So it's Aileen, ZGT, and then on deck is Luli, and after that is Ayo's Kitchen, or Ayo, sorry, Ayo's Kitchen. So I'm gonna put the other 2 on mute as I let y'all in.
Hi, attorney.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thanks. What was your question again? You're waiting for a green card, I think?
Yeah, because my husband just arrived here from the Philippines since January, and then we paid the green card fee like last year before he arrived, and then it says it should arrive by 90 days, but up to now we haven't received it yet. So it says there whenever we checked it, if we haven't received it for 90 days, we should submit an inquiry form, which I did, and I exhaust all the tools that is available online. But every time I will submit it, it's just not allowing me. It says it doesn't match the information. Even how many times I tried to double check the information. Also, we tried reaching out, calling the customer service, but it doesn't really allow me or let me go through to a live person. I tried the live chat, but even after providing all the information, it's just throwing me to the bush. It says we don't handle that. So
Yeah, that's frustrating.
Right.
I just messaged my team member about it, because even some of our clients have that situation. To confirm, you're talking about congratulations to your husband to get here in America, but now we need the proof, right? So
Yeah.
that happens very often, unfortunately. There's a lot of these hiccups or hurdles that they don't make it easy. That would be so nice if a customs just had it ready for him, right? But
Right.
they call it, this started maybe about 10 years ago, this immigrant fee. How much did you pay? $235, right? Something like that?
275.
275. Wow, they increased it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's crazy. It used to be 225. But okay, my team member said if they created an account, so
I think we tried.
they can send an inquiry through there.
But even creating an account for him, it doesn't allow me because they said I have to put an information that was sent a notice on us, which I also haven't received. So the only information that I have was the case number. Then every time that I will put that on checking case online, it keeps on giving me the same thing, that we have received your payment last November 2024, and that was it. So I tried everything.
Okay. Well, send us an email, because I'm asking a team member right now, and you can find the email on my LINK in the profile, just in case. All right.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much.
Gotcha. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care.
Appreciate that.
See, y'all, these are some things that, like, you don't need to hire a law firm for this. You don't need to pay a consult fee. We're happy to help you. Okay. So if anytime you're in a jam like this, yeah, you're welcome to ask it live, if you commented, I'm more likely to miss it, unfortunately, because you have so many questions. I appreciate that. But look, if you want the most peace of mind throughout the process, it's best to contact us before you file it. Now, of course, we are different than many law firms, as you can see now, in experience, just even during the live show. I mean, even some of y'all come live and have your own attorneys. You already have an attorney, and they don't even reply back to your email, right? Like, isn't that wild? Like, I have a protocol. Now here's the thing. I've been doing this, managing my own law firm for at least 13 years. So I've learned through the years to micromanage less, still supervise cases, but not micromanage, but still provide them bonuses, right? Don't you want to work for someone that provides bonuses, performance bonus? So that's why they do the best to reply back in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so all right, let's see. Luli, what's going on? 601, 8 cases, by the way, waivers, 36 months. All right, Luli, let's unmuted you. Let's see if that works.
Hi,
Hello, how can I help you today?
I have one question. So my husband had a green card. It got approved back in 2016. He got into some trouble and he was actually in prison, federal prison, for 1.5 years. We live on the border, so when he got released, the quote unquote deportation, they just like opened the doors of the van and dropped him off, but still here in the States. So he didn't, like cross to Mexico. He stayed here. He just literally walked home and came here. So a year ago, we got pulled over by Border Patrol because, like I said, we live on the border.
Okay.
And they did detain him for about 5 hours, and then they let him go. They said his green card is still active. Have you ever heard of anything like that?
Okay, so I think this is the first time you mentioned, thank you so much for sharing, but that last bit right there, was that the first time you mentioned green card? Does he have one from his family or?
From me. We got married in 2014.
2014. So
yes,
you sponsored him.
Yes.
Okay. So the getting the green card, like, did he had one in the past? Like in hand?
Like we went through the process. He got it approved. He got it and everything. We used to come and go to Mexico.
Yeah.
But then he got into trouble later, like 2 or 3 years later, and he went to prison, like federal prison.
Oh, okay. Have you talked to an attorney about the immigration consequences of crimes or anything? Okay.
The thing is that, like, we all thought he was not legally here because of the whole process that he went through, because it's it's a federal case. I believe that it automatically, like, your green card gets like canceled, right?
No, it's not automatic. No. Usually even when someone goes to county jail or like federal prison, after that they'll get referred to immigration court, like, or immigration detention, right?
And that's the thing, like, he didn't. He got
okay.
released right from the federal prison. He didn't go to like an immigration or see an immigration judge or anything like that.
I mean, that's wonderful. Well, let's take a look at it. If you don't mind, schedule a meeting. In this situation, it would be best with attorney session. That does cost 3 digits, but if you want, you can schedule the first one, pre-qualify, and at least share the documents. Okay. The criminal documents, so we can take a look. Did you mention that he had crossed back and forth, or no, not at all? Just like something about customs.
Not after he was in prison. Not after that. But
okay. Yeah, I wouldn't. Man, I know ICE is like everywhere, unfortunately, but ICE is intended to be the interior of the United States, whereas customs, you do want to avoid customs, border patrol.
Right.
So, but yeah, let's take a look, because there are certain crimes, not every federal crime, but some crimes that if, let's say your husband leaves the United States, like on vacation or something, visit his family, they might not let him back in. Or if they do let him in, it's like, okay, well, then you're going to get referred to immigration court in the future. So to get rid of that status. So, yeah, we'll be happy to take a look. Okay. You just schedule a meeting. Thank you so much. All right. So let's get the next person is May, and then I'm going to invite in a couple others that I'll put on mute for a second. What's going on, May? McDonald? Oh, sorry. 1 second, Dina. Let's get May. May. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay.
Hello?
Hello. How are you?
Good. How are you, attorney? Yes, I will have an USCIS interview on July 9th, but I only submitted the I-130 for now.
Okay.
I didn't get to do the I-485. And I have
Okay, you only sent the I-130. Do you know why you only
Yes.
are you a resident or a citizen?
my husband is
Is your husband
Yeah.
a citizen or a resident?
he was born here. He's a US citizen.
Okay. And then did you enter America with a visa?
Yes, the K1 visa.
Okay.
But
Uh-huh.
the one that brought me here like passed away.
I'm sorry, who passed away?
The one that brought me here. My husband right now is my present husband.
Oh,
My
okay, your
ex-husband
original.
passed away.
So your
Yeah.
original sponsor, did he your predeceased spouse, which my condolences, did he go like finish the process for you?
No, that's the thing, because I have a criminal record, and we
Mhm.
had a disagreement that night, and then I ended up going to jail and all that. And
Okay.
when I got to the Arlington, I live in Texas, by
Okay.
the way.
Yeah, me
When I
too.
got to the place, and
All right.
oh yeah, and I found out that there was no immigration papers that has been processing, which he told me that he did, you know.
Okay.
So I was like, they arrested me and all that, and I got there to the jail, and I found out that I didn't have any immigration status. So
Okay.
I served my criminal thing for like, because I was in jail for like 17 months, and then after that they detained me to detention center
Okay.
for 6 months,
Okay.
and then
Well-
I got a bond. I got up for a bond,
Okay. So you're
so I have a criminal record. And
okay.
then I have a deportation removal too, but that one got dismissed like 2023, November 2023.
Okay. Dismissed, like you didn't have a removal order to deport you, or
Yeah, I got dismissed 2 years ago.
oh, completely
November
dismissed. Oh,
2023.
congratulations
But
on
I
that.
have a criminal record.
Yeah, that's pretty rare
8 years
to.
ago, 2017.
Yeah,
They
that's
arrested me 2017.
so you really have to thank Biden in that situation. But normally that doesn't happen. Normally, it doesn't matter who the president is. Really, normally you don't get a court case dismissed when immigration court case dismissed when you have a criminal record.
Right.
So, honestly, if you no, but good for
So
you.
I don't
I mean,
know
good for
if
you,
I-
right? So,
if
mhm.
if my husband are going to the interview, or I don't know what to do. I'm so scared, and
Yeah, I
they
mean,
were acting like they might detain me because I don't have any status right now.
it's possible. I'm not here to like scare anyone, but it certainly is possible, especially your circumstances, because you enter with a K1, and technically
Yeah.
people, if they didn't complete the process with the K1 and then get residency through that spouse, then yes, even though you can file a petition, it sounds like you said you did, or your second spouse did, you would have to what we call consular process to go outside America eventually. But because you have criminal history, you need to apply for a waiver.
Thing. It's like
Misdemeanor?
It's domestic violence.
Okay.
It's bad.
Yeah, it would be possibly a waiver that's required after you have the visa interview to begin with. So, but also because you're already here without, overstay your visa, basically overstay the K1, you would need a waiver for unlawful presence, 601A. So, anyways, I just shared a lot right there, but when you have a meeting with us, we share the step by step, like in a diagram and all that. So welcome to schedule meeting. Again, it's if you schedule during live, it's only this amount. Okay. or you could text into my team at this number above.
Oh,
Okay, but this is a long process, long journey, so it's best to get it going to the next step. Okay, when did
so
you
should I attend it or?
did your interview get scheduled?
Yeah, July 9th.
July 9th. Yeah, that's pretty soon. And you're in Houston?
No, in
Dallas. Okay. So July 9th. I don't think I can attend, but I have colleagues in Dallas area, friends who are immigration attorneys as well. But yeah, do you have a lawyer?
Not right now, but
I do recommend it. Yeah. But yeah, contact my team and then we can give you all the further advice if you want it. Okay.
Do you have their like information?
Yeah, yeah, right here you're on TikTok, so right here, call in or go to my link. 832-838-9799.
That's your team that lives here in Dallas?
Majority of my team is in Houston and really actually all over, but okay. So call in and alrighty.
So like if we try to reach out on you, like you can come down here on that day?
I think I'm out of town that day already, but that's why my team handles that. I'm not looking at my calendar right now at this moment. Okay.
So you suggest that get a lawyer on that day to go with me?
Yes, I suggest everyone to get a lawyer, but especially for your facts. Mm-hmm. Okay, because it's not. Here's the thing: it's not as simple as just saying show up, right? This is a legal strategy. There's a lot more to say that I'm.
Right.
You know what I mean? So this TikTok. So we're just trying to point you in the right direction first. What you need to do or not do. Mm-hmm. Okay, May.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Take care. Bye. That's funny. Helicopter. Yeah, I was kind of hesitating for a second because I could see her like daughter's picture right there. Okay, let me. I thank you so much. I know there's a lot of people waiting on the guest list. So Tina, I'll get to you very soon. I see a couple more old comments on YouTube. Thank you. Violet Sky, as a petitioner, will any red flags be raised if you change your address during the fiancé petition process? No, I mean, if you're moving, you're moving. That's not, fortunately, the USCIS is not going to hold you to it in terms of your address. But plus, you're not, I mean, what would be a red flag is if you have a lease with someone and you can't explain who that is. You know, we prepare our clients during interview from 485, like, if they see in the lease someone else's name that's not your spouse or your Pookie Bear, like, who's this bro, right? A lot of people still have others living with them. That's fine. What do they call that? Like room sharing or something, where you can charge people? I don't know. But anyway, that's more of a red flag than moving in general. Which, by the way, if you do move, even if it's all the way until you have, like, you just had an interview date, but if you move, there's two things you need to do. All right. First thing is update your address on AR11. You just Google search AR11 USCIS. That goes to the government page to update your address. You need your receipt number, date of birth, etc. I hope you know your date of birth. The second thing to do is to forward your address with USPS, your old address to your new address, just in case USCIS somehow doesn't recognize your new address, even though you complete the AR11. No. Okay, one more on YouTube. Diagonal Supernova. Can you adjust that? So you got your Haitian. You got parole through Biden's program. I-94 expired, but you have valid TPS until August. Your wife's LPR filed I-130. Prior date's current. Oh, okay, that's good. Let me check that, by the way. Visa bulletin. Medical's done. Can TPS bridge adjustment? There is no bridging, unfortunately, for TPS to adjustment when your sponsor is a resident. It's good that you have a petition on file, just something. but on file, but you're just going to be out of status. So if your spouse, okay, Supernova on YouTube, if your spouse becomes a U.S. citizen, then you don't have to worry about the bridging or the gap period. But if your spouse, for some reason, does not want to become a U.S. citizen, you're definitely going to need a waiver, which is going to be another 3 years for that processing. So I hope your spouse wants to become a citizen. All right. I'm looking at F2A. The priority date for F2A chart B, since you're in the U.S., is March 2025. So yeah, yours is current, but you have to show you've been maintaining status. So anyway, if anyone has questions about that, welcome to scheduled meeting. Which if you're new, if anyone just joined, you're welcome to schedule a meeting with us. There's a couple different options because we do feel bad if like we don't, well, not feel bad, but we don't think it's necessary for you to pay 3 digits to even know if we can even offer you a quote for services, right? And plus, you may have already hired an attorney before, like 2 or 3 attorneys before over the years. And really, we're just trying to get going. And if everyone had to meet with an attorney, we really like don't have that many spots. We have a few spots. We're booked. And as you can imagine, it's unfortunate what's going on with the Trump administration. I mean, I'm a U.S. citizen. And I feel like it's the Wild Wild West. Like, this is ridiculous. So you got to prepare yourself and follow, subscribe to my channels because I record videos almost at least 2 times a day to share information. So by the way, you might know this. You probably follow them too already. But there's like people that, I guess you could say, social media influencers that share the news. But mine's obviously different because I share the news, but I also tell you like what you should do or not do. Okay. So like that more legal information piece is, I think, critical. So just something to think about. All right, Tina, let's get you on. Unmute your mic.
Hello.
Hi, Tina. What's going on?
I'm good. Yourself?
Good, thank you. How can I help you today?
Yes, please. I have a quick question.
Yes.
My previous marriage, I had a removal order.
Okay.
But later I got married again, which I had interview on the April 10th of this month. So they asked us to come back again in June 10th, which was like 2 months later. So when we got here, they just asked my husband to sign a form. And that was it. Then on the 12th of June, the I-130 was approved. And on it, they wrote that I should go ahead to apply for any benefits that I feel I needed.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I haven't filed the green card yet, but I want to ask,
Right.
Is it okay to go ahead and file it? Because I still have a court case.
Yeah, no, not yet.
I have a court case next year, June.
Okay, I'm glad to hear it's still active. So the thing, what we do is we file a motion to terminate or dismiss to the court, and we provide them proof that you have the I-130 approved along with other documents. So do you have an attorney to help you with this yet?
Well, I don't have yet.
Okay, well, hopefully you give us a chance to look over your case. And where's your court located? Which city?
I'm in Dallas.
Okay, perfect. I used to go to Dallas.
The one, the
USCIS in Ivy.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. So you have the I-130 approved,
But I
and
don't have any criminal issue, no nothing, just the removal order. That's just it.
okay. Well, let's take care of that removal order to get that, or not removal order, but you have an active case, right? That's what I think it sounds like. So you have that, even though you have a court hearing, some of you, like Tina has her court hearing next year, but some people have it like 3 months from now. You don't have to wait until that date to do something. You can get that case dismissed sooner than later, like preferably now, right? And so that, because the sooner you get that taken care of, it's not automatic. We still have to prove a lot of things to the government, right? The court. But after that's taken care of, then you can file the 485 application. Okay.
So Okay, this is your number on your head, right? Where I can give you.
Yeah, right here on TikTok.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I'll screenshot it
Sure.
and then I'll give you a call.
I'll smile for you.
Much later.
Okay.
But you have people representing you in Dallas?
Yeah. Depending, like someone asked earlier, like depending on the date, I can be available. So, but if not me, then of course.
Like you said, the first thing is for us to do the termination or the
Exactly.
dismiss or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the first thing with the
After
court.
you put in the form, you can now wait for the day they will call you for interview. It's not automatic.
You're right. It's not automatic. We have to update the update when the court hopefully approves our request to the motion to terminate. They provide a copy of that order to USCIS when we file your 485 application. Okay. They won't, because I think you know this already, it sounds like, but if you file the 485 application now, the USCIS will close that application. So, and it's more of a, how do you say, like administrative hassle to try to get reopened.
Attach the I-30 that was approved,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not sure, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, we'll take care of it. So contact my team. Okay. Did you take a screenshot?
Okay, so we need to deal with the court phone first, and before we put in the.
Absolutely. So here's my magic wand. So you can take a screenshot of the number.
All right.
We'll take care of it for you. Okay,
I'll
Tina?
screenshot the number, so I'll give you a call later in the day.
Okay, sounds good. I think we're open.
Yeah.
Lions
Thank
are
you
open
so
till
much.
6.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yeah. Once I see you are offline, I'll give you a call.
Okay, yeah. Appreciate that. Tell them that you found me during a live show so they can give you this offer, okay?
Okay. I
All right.
usually follow you because I love all your updates. You usually give the USCIS what to do, what not to do.
Yes. All the little things, happy to help. Thanks so much. And it sounds like you were driving, so drive safe.
Yeah, have a blessed day.
Thank you too. Bye. Well, thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for being so dedicated to the live show that you're listening while driving. To be honest, I tried that before. It's so difficult. Okay. Okay, we got at least 2 people there as a guest. On TikTok, I see a couple questions on Instagram and YouTube. So for those on TikTok, I'm going to get you in so you're there, but I'm going to mute y'all for a moment. Okay, Rosa's first, and then Wasirka is on deck. I'll mute y'all for a second. Let me answer questions on the. Sometimes when I accept it, it like makes sure it doesn't process in all the way. It's strange. Okay, so we got a question on Instagram. Got to give y'all Instagrammers, is that what you call it? Some love here. Let's see. Miracle John Paul, good to see you. Welcome back. You after marry U.S. citizen, how long does it take to get citizenship? Okay, assuming you're still married to that same Pookie Bear, to that same person, then by the time you apply for naturalization to become a U.S. citizen, then that's a 3-year rule, meaning, and you can actually file the application 3 months before that, 2 years and 9 months, which actually with our team, we put on the calendar for you. Like that person that client I told you earlier about that we got that person approved today, we put on the calendar. So hopefully that helps. Okay, Miracle John Paul. Hey, Rahel Taco, not tacos, tattoos. Good to see you. Sorry, was circa. One moment. Okay, I'm gonna get 2 more questions here on YouTube, and then I'll get to you. Petty theft of conviction. Urel Maramontes de Leon. Petty theft conviction 2018. Everything has been disclosed to immigration. Green card got approved in 2025. Again, everything has been disclosed. Can you travel? Yes, as long as everything's been resolved, then yes, you can travel. Okay. But at the same time, you need to be ready to have those documents readily available to you. Okay. The certified court order, things of that nature, in case they're likely still going to stop you and maybe even put you a secondary inspection. So you just need to be ready for that. But technically, there's an exception, so you're able to get that taken care of through the court. Okay. because you never know. Maybe it pops up in the customs computer or something that they know that you had a crime, but it may not provide. You would think they have all the information, but you don't want to assume. Like sometimes we submit a request to FBI background check. I think it's like $27, comes back to you in a couple months, and then it's like crickets. They don't have anything, but you know there's something in the past. So similar thing. You don't want to assume customs has all the accurate information up to date. Supernova, should you get it on file or get what on file? 45? You can't file the 45 right now. Well, it's arguable that TPS. Let me check here. Yeah, it's not a non-immigrant visa, so that's why they say it's not a pathway to residency. So technically that's not considered maintaining status. I know it's weird because like TPS and DACA are considered like I don't want to say temporary, but like because technically non-immigrant like H-1B is temporary also. It's kind of like a quasi status in a way. It's ridiculous. Okay, let's get Wasirka. Okay, I just unmuted you. If you can accept that. What's going on? How can I help you?
Hello. Yeah. Hey, this is Abdi. I have a quick question about. I've been following with you. Following you TikTok.
Thank you.
And here is my quick question. I am from Somalia. I came here as an alien arrival. So I asked, interview. They denied my case. Again, I asked for charge review. They denied my case again, saying a FEMA decision, but they said we can't deport in Somalia. Then we will let you in United States. So I've been, supervision release since that time. Recently, I got wife and 2 kids. I applied for, I-130 approved.
Okay.
But I tried to adjust it. They denied. 2016 again. I did again. Adjustment starts again. They denied. They saying like, I'm not Parole. I don't have a TBS. I'm not DACA holder.
No, that's frustrating.
Case did not change anything. So the same thing again happened. But recently I went to another lawyer asking for if there is a way I can get something. He told me file for TPS. They denied because of the late filing. Again, I applied again. It's still pending, like more than 2 years right now. So here's my question. Is it a good time to sue for the USCIS? I know it's a rough time for this time. Even I did not mention to you recently, what they call parole placement. I filed it, but Trump denied, but I get my money back. But here I am right now. What is the remedy you have for me? What is the legal manner for? I don't have a TBS yet, but I'm still reporting. Thank you for the help.
Yeah, no problem. So parole, you did not get parole, I think you said, but you're.
No.
How exactly did you enter America then? Did any kind of legal entry or nothing?
No, they just let me in. They said, we can't send you Somalia, so we just let you stay home in the country.
Oh, okay.
So you have to report it. Supervision release. Every year I have to check with ICE.
Yeah.
And come back, go on, with my work permit on. I have my social security work permit every year.
Okay. And I think you said you had a lawyer help you file the paperwork and everything.
Yeah, but it's been denied already.
Yeah.
2 times.
So so what we do, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at the USCIS policy manual about legal entry. So there are some situations that's like not the same thing as like a visa, for example, parole or something else. So we'll take a look at your documentation that you got from customs to make sure. And, even if when you have a meeting like with our pre-qualified team, a client care specialist, please upload and complete the short form on our link or email it in, but your customs documents at least, okay? About your arrival.
But I already sent it to the lawyers before they even filed for me for the adjustment status. But they saying you were not parole because of. They said, we admit you inside, but does not mean parole. That's what they told me.
Okay.
So they keep saying the same scenario.
Yeah.
Saying you are not parole, you are not DACA holder, you are not TBS holder.
Yeah.
I think they said like 4 things, and they say the same thing again. Deny it one time in 16.
Okay. Just upload that so we can that's the thing. Like, even if you had another attorney review it, I don't care. Like, we review it with our own eyes. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like whoever reviewed it before did not do a good job, but the law could have changed in that time period, 2 years, 3 years. So sometimes, like, even in our own legal team, it's like a hub. I like to call it like a legal hub. It's not just one set of attorney. It's like 2 or 3 attorneys looking at it. Not that we need it, right? But it's helpful. We love to get confirmation. It's like human nature, right? So yeah, send that document, the customs document, and also your denial letter, so we have the full scope of understanding. Okay.
Okay. What about the TBS?
Well, you're late. I think that's a lot easier one in that sense. You can't file late.
But it's still pending. They said nothing outstanding. It still is pending for more than 2 years. So I'm trying, if I can sue them. I know it's a rough time right now. They just, they easy to say no or yes. But what should I do with the TBS?
Well, you mentioned something. Oh, maybe I missed it. I thought you said something about. This is something about. I thought you said you missed your registration period. You were late for it or no?
Yes. Yeah. For the filing fee, I didn't know it. I was told like 2018. You need to get for TBS. Then I did file it. They denied. They said your filing was too late. So what was the reason? They did. I believe lawyer did not put together. Then again, I refile it.
Okay.
They said okay, but it's still pending there. I contacted with them
2 years.
Time. They said we have to wait.
Okay, so upload that document as well. I guess the receipt notice and the application if you have it. 821, and so the I-821 form, and we'll take a look because even though we sue the government all the time, we call it Mandamus lawsuit for unreasonable delays. We first want to make sure you were even eligible to apply in the first place. So as a courtesy, we do that quality control check, and then but yeah, it looks like you should have been allowed to apply because even registration for Somalians, TPS, it's still open until March 2026.
Yeah.
So, which that's a good benefit in that sense. Okay, so yeah, schedule a meeting. Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay.
All right.
Is that your number or?
Yeah, that's our number. Or you can click on the profile link, and then you can go to that right there. Okay.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Either way.
What is the email you were saying? Where do I have?
Just call it first.
Okay.
My team will take care of it. I'm not here to do the housekeeping kind of stuff. All right, take care.
Thank you, buddy.
You're welcome. Look, to be honest, I don't have time to I do the best I can to point here and there, but really I'm here to answer your questions. Okay, so y'all just screenshot, make it easy for me, make it easier for yourself. Let's get Rosa Santos. I should do like a drum beat thing. Hey Rosa, what's up? How can we help you?
Hi, I have a question. Well, I filed I'm petitioning my husband for the one
I-130.
I-130, and right now it's still in process. I'm just worried what would happen if they would detain him and take him. What would happen to his case, to the case that I have with him? So
the worst case scenario, of course, we don't want to think about that, right? But the worst case scenario, the petition you filed with USCIS will still continue, which is really one of the reasons I mentioned in my other videos that it's still, when people ask me, is it the best time to apply? Yes, because in the worst case scenario, when you go to court, the judge will ask, okay, have you filed anything? Especially when they know you're married, right? And by the way, so yeah, it won't get canceled or anything like that. It will continue the process.
Mhm.
Are you a U.S. citizen or resident?
U.S. citizen.
Okay. And what month and year did you file it?
Right now we're in the process of like the case almost ending. We're in the final stages for him to, we're waiting for like the forgiveness, for him to go and get the interview in Guatemala.
Okay. Yeah, that's right. So I'm sorry, I think I missed it when you were saying that. Is it approved, the petition, or still pending?
No, we're still waiting for it to be approved.
And how long has that been pending?
Maybe a year and a half.
Year and a half.
We're
Okay.
waiting
So,
for, like,
and you're a citizen. So on the USCIS page, like I have here, let me find that picture, like right there. That's a U.S. citizen, processing time, 17 months. Okay, so okay, so you should not everyone has to actually wait 17 months. Could be less than, for most of our clients are less time than that for I-130 only. But if it gets past at least 15 months, you should consider a scheduled meeting with our team, green card guys, to consider a mandamus lawsuit to get it moving to the next step. Okay. Because your husband is here in the U.S., like you said, then need to file a waiver to go back. I think you said Guatemala, maybe.
Yes.
So I try to have a good memory. So yeah, you need to follow. Your husband needs to file a waiver. Did you know about that, by the way?
No, I did not know.
Because when a person is here without status, even whether overstay a visa or here enter without a visa, well, I mean, in this situation, since you're a citizen, he entered without a visa, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So then he needs to apply for a waiver after the petition is approved. But what we do is that, for example, let's say if you were a client right now, and even the petition is pending, we get together with our clients to say, hey, the next step after approval is we want to file the next step. That's the waiver, 601A. That's the form. And of course, it's not just the form. There needs to be a lot of evidence to show hardship. Like, what is the hardship to you if you had to leave to go with him? If you wanted to, it's your decision, right? And what is the hardship if you decide to stay in America while he is in Guatemala, for example? So that's part of our service to help with that package, to help you prepare the letters, things like that. Okay, that's a critical step.
Okay, but like I was saying, if he were to be detained, worst case scenario, would he be deported or would they not deport him?
Worst case scenario, it's supposed to be a referral to immigration court. Okay. As you have seen, unfortunately, in these videos, they will, even if you show documentation like, oh, I have my receipt notice, I-130, I got something pending, they likely will still take him in because they're trying to meet a quota. And so even if the quota means that they just arrest someone but later release, but the other situation is that someone can, like your husband, could get put in detention center, arrested for detention center, and then you have to request bond. Okay, that's a normal process. So that's one of the examples, benefits. If you schedule a meeting, we can share the information more in depth, like what kind of evidence to get ready in the worst case scenario. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
You're
I will
welcome.
give you a call.
Sounds good, Rosa. Take care.
Thank you.
Now, look, there's a lot of attorneys out there. You know, I'm gonna get the next person on soon, but you know, there's a lot of attorneys out there. Although, of course, we're a little bit biased because we have experience and we see the situation when people try to do it on their own, or they hire a non-attorney that's a consultant, or a paralegal that has former experience with another law firm. I mean, look, this is America. Everyone's trying to make a buck. I get that, but this is American English phrase, buyer beware. Okay. It's upon you to do your own due diligence. So So some people might think like, oh, John's biased because of course he says hire attorney. Yeah, yeah, of course it's a little biased, but it's really to help y'all because we receive we have meetings with so many people and the case got effed up. Sometimes we can fix it, sometimes we cannot. Okay. So here's one quick example where it cannot be fixed. It's when USCIS makes a decision of denial and their reasoning is fake marriage, fraudulent marriage. I'm going to share one case law, Board of Immigration Appeals in 2020, matter of PAC, P-A-K. You can look it up, Google search it. It'll show right there. You can read the opinion there. It essentially says that your credibility is done for, okay? Because if you get married to another person, then they're still going to ask you, send you RFE about the prior marriage where they denied based on marriage fraud. So again, going back to earlier where I said the 4 different situations that contact us, or at least any attorney, that's why the deadlines are important to try to combat a marriage fraud finding. That's when you definitely need to file appeal, motion reconsider with USCIS, okay? When it's denial based on that. Okay. Let's get Mast Malang, and then Ahmad on deck, and then username isn't available after that. What's going on?
Hi, John. Thank you for your session time here on TikTok. I had a quick question. My brother came from Afghanistan on a 2-year parole to the U.S. He went to the embassy, got his whatever visa thing that they stamp, and came here on parole. As soon as he arrived, after a month, I applied for asylum for him, which has been pending for 8 months now. Mm-hmm. He was given Social Security number and work permit for 8 months. Now that is coming to expire. And we haven't got his interview either. With the current situation going on, I'm hearing rumors that his status is canceled. The parole that he came in is no longer valid, and the asylum that he applied for will be a void because now his status is gone. So I was calling to see, to hear the actual information from you, and see what do you suggest next steps should be?
For the asylum case that was filed 8 months ago?
Correct.
So, I mean, of course, if assuming it's, a truthful claim, asylum claim, then I would stick to that. I mean, it sounds like that might be the only application possible to apply. And do you, assuming this is for you, do you have an attorney?
We do not have an attorney yet, but
Okay.
I'm in the process of applying for, a work permit again for him, since we need that 6 months work permit.
Yeah.
After asylum.
Right, the
That's
filing.
enough too. So yeah, so I can reapply for him too.
Yeah, your friend. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I have done that, but I haven't formally talked to any attorney yet.
Okay, that's okay. Yeah. I guess I'm trying to understand more specifically the concern. Sorry, I may have missed it, but
The concern is that he had a 2-year parole, and since Trump took over,
Right.
he canceled everything.
Yes.
So I applied for asylum for him. He has a legitimate reason for the asylum.
Sure.
I'm a former U.S. Army linguist, and then he's my family member, my brother.
Okay.
So he has a legitimate reason and,
For sure.
and threats in Afghanistan, so he can stay here. Now the thing is that if that parole status is waived and gone, it's been canceled by Trump, does that affect his asylum or not?
No, it does not. Sorry if I missed that specific question earlier. It does not affect it because it's 2 different applications per se. So There's all this. There's a memo announcement a couple months ago that Trump administration paused adjustment of status, meaning resident status, for asylees. But right now, that doesn't affect the actual asylum application process. So that will still continue.
Okay, that's great. And I've been hearing that they are denying work permits for asylum seeker. Is that true, or should I still go ahead and submit that application?
I haven't seen that yet, but I'll put a note here to search that or see, because I'm part of an association, American Immigration Lawyers Association. So I'll check on that. Let me type that up as a note here to search. You heard that from another attorney?
I heard from some people that applied for work permit, and their work permits were denied. And
Okay.
I don't have any specifics, and so that's why I was asking, generally, if you have,
Yeah, thanks for asking. And anyone can ask these type of questions, like, have I heard this or that? I'm always happy to check, because I'm on, again, that association. We have a message board that we share, like, kind of anecdotal. We prefer that it's like a one person situation, and not like nationally, that this is happening to everyone.
Right.
So yeah, I'm always happy to check. Thank you so much. I just put a comment to a
Thank
team
you.
member.
Yeah, you have a bigger platform, and I know you're the source of truth, and you will get more accurate information than these rumors. So thank you for your time and your session. You're a great hope, and thank you for your time.
Happy to help. All right. Take care, Mast. Take care. All righty. Okay, I've been live for quite a while. You guys probably have to eat lunch. I tried to eat lunch during the live show. That did not work out for me. So, and I have a team meeting, I think, like right now. So I'm the worst employee of my team. Okay, so I got one question here on YouTube at least. Then I know there's a couple more people, like 4 more people on TikTok. On deck is Ahmad, and after that, his username isn't available. On YouTube, Yoreli asked, the attorney that helped this person or you with I-130 made some errors, such as your province, the last day in Mexico, and someone else BC that doesn't belong to you. Holy smokes. Oh my God, that's nuts. How should you go about clarifying this at your appointment? Oh my God. Well, if that attorney goes to your appointment, it should be on them. My God. Okay, let's say you go to interview yourself. What's up, Kitchen Prep? So, Yoreli, are you saying that they submitted the actual birth certificate, the incorrect birth certificate, for your filing, like the paper proof, or are you saying on the form? Okay, well, on the form, either way, let's say you go by yourself, even if we had one of my attorneys go, right? Like what it would say is like, at the beginning of the interview, I have to do like, share, you share your IDs, identification. Like when I'm there, I share my bar card number and to show I'm an attorney and my ID. Then I give the supplemental evidence, and that's right. I'm just trying to find the right time to say certain things. There's no perfect thing. I didn't go to law school to learn like say this at this point, but just human behavior after all these years experience. Right around then is when I mentioned to officer about after the evidence. Officer, when the time is right, we do have some updates and corrections to make on the application. Made some mistakes, blah, blah, blah. And it should be, usually it's fine. I fortunately, knock on wood, haven't had any issues with it. Even for questions on that's towards the back, like the security and background questions. I mean, most of these forms people do are like on a computer. So who knows? Maybe just like pick the wrong one. But date of birth. Ugh. My God. This is where I train my team. Only have one case file open at one time. Like only work on one case at a time. Don't try to multitask, because this could happen, unfortunately. simply Michelle. Anyone's welcome to ask questions. The best way is to join live at this point. What else here? Some housekeeping before I forget. If you're ready to take action or verify you're eligible, we do offer this amount. We do have only 3 spots in general available for that amount. Okay. Otherwise, that's the 2-digit version right there. Okay. To meet with a client care specialist. One thing about what like on TikTok mentioned, had some advice for us to not share identifiable information. I think relic means like what do you like the name? I think that's what you mean. And of course, don't share any case numbers or anything like that. Let's get Ahmad on. Let's see. I think I clicked it to turn on your mic. Oh yeah, don't mention your name, DOB, and address. Yeah, sometimes. Okay, Ahmad, what's going on? Thanks for your patience.
Appreciate for your time.
Absolutely.
I filed I-30 through you like on end of April. I saw it. I'm getting update every week. So it's showing 5 months. We apply I-30 for my wife.
Yes, that's right. I remember your name and voice.
Yeah. So I got a question about my dad. So I'm gonna take your time.
Okay, I'll see if I can.
My dad has a P1 case.
That's right. Uh-huh.
I mean, he is in Africa right now.
Mm-hmm.
He went to the State Department to move to another third country. He did the interview with the USCIS, and he got his background security check cleared too. That shows the stats online.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, I gave her a case.
That's right. Uh-huh.
So right now he's getting an email. Sorry, let me pull this case.
Okay.
So it says RSC, Resettlement Support Center. That means it's processing certain cases as instructed by PRM according with the Department of State. Is there any way we know that he's in the PRM process cases? Or
so the email stated something about that he's moved to the next step? Is that
no, so the email says they're processing the certain cases as instructed by PRM according with the Department of State obligation under relevant court orders and EC2, something like that.
Oh, as directed by PRM. I mean, that sounds like a familiar. The acronym sounds familiar, but let me just check if that pops up for me. PRM. Okay, it looks like it's Bureau of Population, Refugees, and Migration. Such a long name.
Is there any way we can get any information from that bureau? How or no?
So it sounds like your dad may have received a generic email that's sent to everyone.
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Yeah, because I know you're trying to figure out like what can you do to get, or what at least what is the expectation for the next step, right?
Yes. I'm happy with my I-30. I follow with you. It's been a month, so it was showing 10 months. Now it's showing 4 months.
Okay, that's good. Which, by the way, we just recently signed up with a program. I know a team member, probably for you, Jessica, has been emailing generally every month. But what you see online on your account, it's not always accurate. So some people could say it could see like 1 week is 3 weeks, and then like next week could show 18 months. So please don't be alarmed, because 1 week could seem so good, and the next week is like disaster.
I know,
right?
it always changes.
It always changes. But so yeah, I just want to let you know that we signed up with a new program that I believe it's supposed to email you directly, so that Jessica doesn't have to email you manually, like more real-time updates. Okay, like they're connected with USCIS, so I mean they're fortunate they can.
I have an online account with the USCIS. That's why I think I'm getting the.
Oh, they get that too. Okay, so yeah, we signed up with Lawfully so that our clients don't have to pay for that. We pay for it for our clients. So you might receive some emails in the future. We just signed up like a month ago. Okay, I'll send you the website I just found, but with PRM, but I don't think it's helpful.
That was my question. If we can there's any way we can get hold of this crew of population, the PRM, that tell us like, hey, he's in the process, he's not in our process.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'll research or ask Alex, who's assigned to your case, to see if they can.
Can I
research.
email Jessica this picture
Yeah.
of the email I get? They put everything there.
Yeah, sure. You could forward the email or anything like that. Anything can be
I'm gonna
helpful.
forward the email.
Yeah, that'd be
Thanks so
fine.
much.
Thank you, Ahmad. All right, have a great day.
When
Please.
we go live, I get notifications.
All right, cool. Tell your wife I said hello. All right, appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye. All right, so that's the thing, y'all. Another benefit of our team is that, especially if you have another family member to check on something, we're always happy to research. Look, these government websites, U.S. government agency websites, they all look fancy and like modern, but sometimes like the information you need is kind of hidden in a way. So that's why we have part of this association to see if anyone else is going through a similar situation or ask. That's part of our protocol. All right, so let's get username isn't available. Let's get you on.
Hey, John, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Hey, I have a random question. So my husband has permanent residency through me. He's had it for like 3.5 years. So right now he's at the point where he can do citizenship. And with the wonderful state of our world, he's decided that he wants to do citizenship now. So
Okay.
I have been looking online, and is the only thing that needs to be filled out online that N400?
Yeah, that's it. Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. And then so he hadn't been able to go home for the last, 20 plus years, right?
Okay.
And so during the last 3 years, he has gone home a lot. I started to fill out the questionnaire, but I saw that they want to know every single date period that he has left the United States in the last 3 years. Is it going to be detrimental if we forget one? Or,
we have some clients like that. I mean, that's just normal, right? I mean,
yeah.
so we haven't had an issue. So you say he hasn't gone to his home country in last 20 years, but has he traveled in general last 3 years?
Sorry, you cut out.
It's okay. Has he traveled in the last 3 years? Some places outside
Yes,
America?
He has gone back to Mexico.
Oh, he has.
And
Okay.
He's probably gone like 10 to 15 times a year.
Oh, wow. Amazing.
Just
That's
for an
great.
extended weekend, or just to be with friends, to be with
Yeah,
family,
that's
that sort of
good.
thing.
I
And
mean-
I don't think we have all of the dates written down because they're numerous.
Yeah, well, I know, especially when it's a quick trip, it's like you can always
Right.
forget about it. So does he usually go by plane or Aeromexico?
He does.
Okay.
Yeah, he does go. Yeah, Aeromexico.
Okay.
And then, sometimes Viva Aerobus. Typically Aeromexico.
So if it's at least by plane, hopefully that airlines has the portal to see all the travel history. The other way to check is a customs website. If you email in, my team can email you the website at the customs. So it has travel history. It's not perfect. It might not show anything,
Okay,
but at least you can cross-reference. Okay.
that is a huge help. I appreciate
You're welcome.
that a lot.
And so, by the way, even though you still need to check the travel history, do you promise to get this done this week? Because you can file it online.
Yeah, 100%.
So come back live next time or send me a message say you guys got it done, that you filed
All
it.
right,
Okay.
you got it.
All right. Take
Thanks,
care.
John.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So I know that might sound silly. I'm just messing with her. Of course, you don't have to tell me, but I feel like it's like I want to be, if anything, consider me like your accountability partner. Okay. Accountability partner. I want to help. Be like, look, if you want to do this yourselves, you can. Okay. But I want to make sure you at least file it. And especially when the thing is available online. Relic. Yeah, you're right, Relic. I do need to take a break after this. So I think there's 2 more people and that's it for me. You said 10K. What's the 10K? By the way, click, if you don't mind, if you found this helpful and you've been here for at least 30 seconds. on any of these platforms, you've been here for at least 30 seconds. I imagine you've been here way longer than that. Number one, I appreciate it. But number two, go ahead and click the plus sign or the follow button, subscribe button, because you never know when I go live. I'm going to try. My team told me to be consistent on the timing. I'm going to try my best. I have an interview tomorrow, but generally I'm going to try my best at 11:30 during the day. And if I'm awake and I got energy, then I'll go live at night. But pretty soon I got to stop. I gotta stop going live at night because I do need to get some sleep. It's good. This is good for us. So let's. Thank you, Relic. Appreciate it. So yeah, Relic mentioned to not. It was a great tip. I should share this more often. I know you already have your username. I do recommend that your username is not your actual name in general, but yeah, don't share. I don't think anyone's done this so far, but don't share your date of birth or address on social media, especially even in the DMs in the message. Okay, I'm so out of any platform, they're all concerning in a privacy situation, right? Like the other day, I had to throw away a stool, like a kitchen stool, because my 3-year-old boy peed on it. I know this is TMI, but like he peed on it. Yes, I tried to clean it up, but I knew in my head I was like, it's not gonna work, bro. It's not gonna work. And then like 6 hours later, it still smelled. So I just tossed it, right? So of course, in conversation with my wife, it's like, yeah, we need to get another stool. And on TikTok, like all TikTok shops, I got like at least 3 ads the same 24 hours. It's crazy. Isn't that crazy? So they are certainly listening. So if you are joining live for the first time, especially, please know this. All the apps are listening to you, even the ones that are not social media, right? Let's think about that. So with that being said, if you found my channel through the feed, there's a reason. I'm not trying to promote something. I don't have a TikTok shop. I might need to create one for the t-shirts, which by the way, sorry, real quick, before I get oh my gosh, there's 5 people want to join live. There's, I just created some t-shirts for my team. It's for donation. Okay. 100% of net proceeds we want to provide to nonprofits that help with immigrant causes. Okay. We're just not set up marketing wise to share it, but hopefully that will happen soon. I think we'll do like a story on all these platforms so that you can see what it is and whatnot. And I don't know how to share the link, but we'll figure it out. Okay, Sonia Bowie, happy to help. Okay, contact us when you're ready. Okay, Cha is next. So by the way, I try to get y'all on, but sometimes when there's like multiple people, it kicks you out, I think. So Cha, then after that is Love Family, and then after that is user 3755. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get everyone else on because I've been on for almost an hour and 30 minutes. Oops, sorry, my bad. I accidentally muted you. Let me open it back up. Hi, what's going on, Cha?
I'm doing great. How about you?
I'm good, thank you. How can I help you today?
Thanks for your help every time that I need help.
Absolutely.
I got a couple of questions.
Mm-hmm.
I filed I-130 for my husband. It's been approved. USCIS, NVC approved it and sent it back home because my husband is still back home. We're now waiting on like a visa date. My first question is that ban right now, because I know that my country is on the proposed ban. It's not yet on there, but it's still proposed. So would the ban affect it, even though NVC has approved all the documents and we're just waiting on the visa date?
I think you said you're a citizen and you filed for a spouse, Pookie Bear?
Yes.
Okay, so on the list, on the trial ban exception list to where a person could still come in, immigrant visa is still allowed, okay, for entry. So that's a good thing.
So if it is still allowed, is it a good time in your judgment to file for my stepdaughter?
Yes, in general. How old is your stepdaughter?
11.
11, yes. Let's file as soon as possible because, and she's outside America, right?
Yes.
Okay, so these cases in general, when it's someone is outside America, it does take a while. I'm not saying 5 years, since for you, this is considered immediate relative relationship. So it could take about 2 years. And who knows, maybe the travel ban is done by then anyway. So
my husband's I-130, so far it's been 3 years, 2 years, 2 months.
wait, the petition's still pending?
No, since the beginning.
Okay. Yeah, that took a long time. Yeah. So, and I'm just curious, were you a resident when you first filed the petition for him?
No.
Okay. You've been a citizen the whole time. Yeah. So that's why at 15 months, for anyone else listening, 15 months petition only, we recommend filing a lawsuit to get it going the next step. But okay, for Cha-Cha, I'm glad you got the petition done, approved. And did you receive an email that documentarily complete or qualified? Did you get that?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Amazing. Wonderful. So do you remember when that was? Like what month and year?
That was December of last year. So it's been 6 months now.
Yeah. So hopefully you don't need my services for this, but when it gets to 1 year, so 12 months after the documentary complete email, then you should consider contacting my office for the Mandamus lawsuit. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Okay. Let's get Love Family. What's going on? How can I help you?
John, how are you doing?
Good. Thanks. How are you?
My wife filed the I-130 form and the request for the I-130A. We also did that. They sent a form that I'm qualified for the 10-year visa, but not to be used for travel purpose.
Mm-hmm.
However, when we check, they say that you can over to the local embassy. It is a processing time where they do those things.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I missed the question.
Yeah.
I missed the question. Sorry, what was the last part?
We my case gone to the local embassy.
Yes.
Can you explain to me what happened to the local embassy there? Because we're waiting actually a year now in the local embassy.
Who filed for you?
My spouse.
Okay, your spouse. And your spouse is a U.S. citizen?
She's a green card holder.
Okay. Is a petition approved at least?
Yeah. We did the I-130 and then we did the I-130 first and then they asked for the I-130A and they said that it's okay with the I-130A and the case gone over to the local embassy right now.
Okay, well, there's a step before that. Okay. It's the National Visa Center. Did you receive an email with the new case number for the National Visa Center?
No, we did not receive anything from the National Visa Center.
Well, then how do you know it's at the embassy? Because it's likely not. I think you missed something here. Because if you said they sent you a letter for the I-130...
If the case gone over to the local embassy, what should I do there?
It sounds like there's nothing to do there, because how do you know it's at the embassy? think that's
because when we go into the website, they say that the case gone to the local embassy.
okay. But did you answered me earlier that you did not receive an email with the new case number. The case number with the receipt number with USCIS is going to be different now for the National Visa Center. So that's a problem. You might want to check your email. And if anyone wants to know what that email is, which email address from National Visa Center, I'm happy to share it. It's long, so you got to email us to request it. But we want to prevent a situation. There are some times that after petition approved, that the National Visa Center did not email you the new case number, because after you get that case number, you get an invoice ID number at the same time, and you got to pay certain fees. If it's for one person, assuming for you only $445, then after that, you got to upload some financial documents of your spouse, the sponsor, to show proof that they have the ability to sponsor you in a sense. And then, a couple other documents, and then after all that, you're supposed to receive another email saying documentarily complete or qualified, meaning that you're in line for the interview, okay, at your embassy or consulate. So if you didn't do any of that, you need to schedule a meeting.
We did all of that. We approved. They took out the money. They took out the money. They took out the fee for everything.
Okay.
And we did all of that. We did all the process. But the case is in the local embassy right now. That is for reschedule for an interview, I think.
Reschedule? So you have been scheduled before?
No, there is no reschedule.
Okay.
The case gone to the visa center for, I think they're gonna need an interview there.
Okay. Yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely. So you want to check your email to see if you have something from the National Visa Center that says documentarily complete. Okay. Then whatever that date was, and if it's at least 12 months after that date, then you need to contact my office for a meeting. Okay. To file a mandamus lawsuit. It's just like the previous person before you. So, but you didn't answer the questions correctly, so it threw me for a loop. I'm glad that you uploaded certain documents, things like that. So, okay. All right. Sounds good. We good now?
Thank you.
I think you're good. You just need to check your email. All right. You scared me there for a second. Okay. Bye. Take care. All right. So it's always a little awkward at the end, but I know y'all have a lot of questions, but this is social media purposes. We're trying to go hit and go, I guess. Maybe hit and run is not the right phrase. Answer and go. I don't know. So, Miss Miller, thank you for joining. Thank you. So if you've been here for 60 seconds, I think you've been here for a bit longer. If you've been here for 60 seconds, go ahead and click the plus sign to follow, subscribe on your preferred platform. By the way, though, does anyone know if TikTok is really going away? I'm a little curious. Anyone heard anything about that? I just don't have time to search this, but if TikTok goes away, by the way, then if you don't mind following me on my other channels, the name is almost the same, at Green Card Guys. I think on YouTube it's at Green Card Guys _TV. Instagram is at Green Card Guys. By the way, I don't know why it is. On Instagram, there are some scammer accounts that take a variation of my name, Green Card Guys, the brand. On TikTok, I don't know if there's any of that, but please know, we only wait for you to contact us. Okay. So if you receive a message that wasn't prompted by you, it's likely not us. Okay. The best way to verify, if you think, oh, this is a scam, number one, we're never going to ask for money via these apps. Okay. I guess by email or phone, but just be careful out there. Okay. Because I have some colleagues, they share someone, you may have heard this my friend, attorney, Jim Hacking, but there's a lot of, as you can imagine, I guess the more followers a person has, the more likely there's going to be scam accounts. So just be careful, because several other people, their scam accounts contacted me and sent me a message, And I was like, bro, like, I don't think this is you because you just said hi. Like, no one, bro to bro, we don't just say hi and that's it. So that was hilarious. And he was like, yeah, he knew about it already. So just be careful out there. Okay, so I can get 2 more people on, then I really gotta go. Exactly. So what Relic mentioned in there, which by the way, you don't like. Look, I know there's a lot of TikTok accounts that say like, "Oh, send me a gift." I don't need any of that. Like, I don't even know how to convert that to like. I really appreciate it though, but if you're gonna, I think that costs y'all money. If you're gonna spend any money on this platform, this one in particular, just schedule a meeting. So you get a little more peace of mind. Okay. Thank you so much, though. I don't need any gifts. I do have a cowboy hat. I just don't know where it's at. It's probably in the box. Thanks so much, Relic. Really appreciate it. Yeah, tapping is free. This kind of tapping. Okay. So let's go get a Webby and then Wickety Mua, MUA. Okay, I think that one. What's going on? Go get a Webby.
How you doing, brother?
Good. You doing okay today?
Good. Yes, got a couple questions here.
Sure.
My main question is 2-year green card. Can you travel and come back to the U.S. with it? I'm hearing issues about it.
Yeah. So what are you hearing the issues are, if you don't mind sharing?
The issues, I don't have none of them. Like any criminal, anything that has to do with criminal or
Yeah.
with the police. I don't have nothing to do with it, but I'm just being curious.
Yeah, and I think that's what's going on. Like, there are some videos out there of people traveling, even within the states or abroad, but they have these. But specifically traveling abroad, the articles I've read about people who got stopped or detained, arrested, those are people who did not file their 751. So, or like you said, some kind of arrest or criminal record. So, like in your situation, so as long as you have it still valid, or let's say in the future you file the 751 to remove those conditions, then you have to get that stamp to show you're a resident on your passport. Okay. But
okay, another question. 751. Would I be called for an interview, or would they just send me my 10-year green card? Is it a guaranteed interview, or just
it's
gonna
not.
Send me a 10-year green card because
Yeah.
I'm already a conditional resident.
Yeah, so it's not a mandatory thing to have interview. Usually, it's limited situations for the interview, and that may be when number one trigger is usually when there's like a divorce or something. But but it's not always the case that we have clients that get divorced and we're able to get it without an interview, get approved without interview. But it's also when there's limited evidence of the marriage. So I hope that helps. All right.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about divorce. I'm just trying to see because I don't want to interview. I just want to.
Okay, I know.
Want to get sent my 10-year green card.
Yeah,
I just don't want to go to the interview. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Is it a guaranteed interview or not?
It's not mandatory.
What's your percentage? Do you get your clients get called for an interview 751, or they just?
It's pretty rare. Very rare. Card? I don't like to give numbers, but it's pretty rare. Very rare.
Oh, pretty rare. Okay.
Yeah, and that's all because like when we handle the case, we're getting as much evidence from the client. Like, so especially when when people represent themselves, they might think like, oh, like these like some people inquire in and say like, oh, is a marriage certificate enough? Like, no, that's not. I think you know that already. So like, you got to prove it takes a bit more than that. But some people, when they do on their own, that's when they get messed up in a sense. So that's why I have lower numbers of that, right? And I can recall at least one client we had an interview, but that was because like his ex-wife kept all the documents, right? So
okay.
Yeah, so that's why.
I got my 2-year green card without
okay. Yeah, that's good. That's not happening anymore. That's
I just
interview
want
now.
to-
You got a good timing on yours.
All right.
Alrighty.
All right. Perfect.
All right. Appreciate
All
it.
right. Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yes, yeah.
All right. All right. So, Wickedy, Wiki, I can only get Wickedy on, but I see Humera is trying to join. Thank you so much. But I've been TikTok, I don't think shows you, but on YouTube and Facebook shows me. I've been on for 1 hour and 45 minutes. So, but Humera, I think he might be in Houston now. Do I have that good memory? Are you coming up to Houston? So schedule, if you don't mind calling in, okay? Let's get Wickedy on, and Wickedy MUA is my last guest. Thank you so much for your patience. Hello, Wickedy.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hi. Well, thank you for taking my call.
Sure.
Okay, so I've got a question. My husband, who's been in the U.S. for about, I don't know, almost his whole life, he came on a resident permanent alien card. And as I understand it, that was a card before they started limiting terms. So it's one of those old school cards is what I'm thinking. Are those still valid?
What kind of card is it again?
It's a permanent alien resident card.
Does it look blue?
It's so old. I don't know. The picture on it is his baby picture. So
Yeah. It's probably the blue card. I don't know when green came about, but it's probably the blue card. That's how old it is. But yeah, he was a baby back then. Yeah, and it probably doesn't have expiration date. Is that what you're saying? Did you say that?
Yeah. He's saying that he's okay because that card does not expire. But I'm very concerned with what's going on.
Is there a particular reason why he's not become a citizen by now?
Just that he never really felt the need to. I mean, he loved the USA so much that he never thought anything like this would happen.
Yeah, who would have thought? Yeah, crazy people in the White House.
Yeah, it's been a sore spot for us. I'm a U.S. citizen. I came here when I was a kid, so I got it through my parents, so I'm good. But he just never did, and then life got in the way and all that good stuff.
Yeah, it certainly happens. I got 2 little kids, so I understand. But now it's a different time, and I know, like, I'm still concerned myself as a U.S. citizen if I got pulled over and asked these ridiculous questions to show proof, right? So it's even more like, so clearly now it's like even being a U.S. citizen doesn't seem like the full protection, but it still is. It's still the best thing to do. So if it sounds like you agree with that, but if we need to get your husband to understand, please schedule a meeting for him.
Okay.
So
I am very concerned too. I mean, like, if we went ahead and filed to become, go through the whole citizen process, with what's going on right now, will that be denied, or will they just take a closer look at his records and his history and all that stuff?
Yeah, so I mean, we can definitely talk about that with our team when you schedule a meeting in terms of like if there's any concern, but it would be any concerns in general for anyone is the same as before, even with Cheeto in office. It's not anything new per se. Like there's no new like restriction or requirement. The law in that sense for the application who's eligible is still the same. Okay, so we'll take a look at it that like, do you have any back taxes with IRS?
We don't. No, we did meet with the lawyer before, and he said that may come into play because I guess we had filed incorrectly for a number of years. And depending on the, I guess, agent who is going through our records, if they come across that can be something that be held against him, that, he wasn't truthful and honest and all that stuff.
Okay.
So.
Okay. We'll take a look to see if you have any documents that you would like us to look at. We appreciate that as well. Okay. Save you some time.
Okay. All right. But for now, the card that he has is still valid and it's good, right?
Those are still valid. The blue ones are still valid because I recall at least the blue ones I've seen other clients are still valid. So, but it's just the thing is like, it depends how durable it is at this point, right? It could be coming apart. So that's why, if anything, gotta renew it or apply to become a citizen. Okay.
So if he renews it, will that take away the Well, I guess that put an expiration date on it. Then once he gets the new card, and he's going to fall in line with the new card's requirements.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I remember someone telling me the other day that they were forced to renew it anyway. I don't know when that comes about, but maybe they talked. I think maybe it could have been at customs or something. But I do recall, I think it still has the same form number on the card itself, 551, I-551. So that's always referred to resident status. But yeah, I mean,
Okay.
so is he like more, because of what's going on, is he more considering, has he considered to become a citizen?
Well, I'm still pushing towards it. And he's
Yeah.
kind of still kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
He doesn't think it's going to happen to him because he's been a good guy all this time, but I'm just kind of like, that
Yeah,
doesn't matter anymore.
I mean, I hate to do this, but like the Trump administration, they don't like, look, I saw a video like yesterday. It clear to me that, and I talked to my friends in the military, like it's very clear that a lot of these agents, alleged agents, are not ICE agents. Like they didn't get training. You could just tell by the way they walk and dress. Like, yeah, some IJ agents wear like jeans, but like some of them are baggy. Have y'all noticed that? Like they don't look like, they usually ICE agents are former military. They're veterans. So not every one of them, but like there's a certain, like, you are trained. So one of them I saw in the video, like it's like almost they're holding a camcorder, like one of those old school cameras. And so it's like, why are they doing this? So in general, they just want to document what's going on. I don't know why that particular person was doing it. That's really strange. Yeah. But I guess what I'm trying to say for your husband, if you're able to share this and he doesn't, I'm not trying to freak anyone out. That's already happening because of the White House, the Trump. Yeah. But like, good person, there's no, these bounty hunters or ICE agents are not asking, hey, bro, are you a good person? There's no filter for that. There's no screening question. Okay. It's more like, show me your ID, which a driver's license doesn't show if you have legal status anyway. So it's, yeah, I've heard of people getting picked up even as a U.S. citizen. It's very unfortunate.
Yeah. So, yeah, I've heard of that too. Okay. All right. So I guess the best thing to do right now is just go ahead with the applying for the citizenship then, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, again, you said you guys talked to a lawyer before, so assuming they checked out all the requirements, but we're happy to take a look as well if you want us to help you, or up to you. Yeah. But yeah, there's no pressure obviously on the live show, but we want to make sure that you guys take action, okay? Because yeah. All right, thank you so much.
All right.
Sorry, I like to talk a lot, so all right, y'all have a good day.
Thanks. You too.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Wickedy Mua. Okay, so I know there's a lot of questions. By the way, Relic, I added you as a moderator. Thank you so much. By the way, whoever's a moderator, you don't have to feel obligated to like mention anything. But yeah, that was the last question, last guest for the day. I do have to have a team meeting. I have to eat lunch. I don't want to pass out. But I am going to record more videos. I wrote down some questions here. In the meantime, if you've been here for at least 30 seconds, I think you probably have an immigration case on file or you're interested to sponsor someone. So go ahead and click the plus sign on your respective platform or subscribe down below. All right. And if you do want to take action or verify eligibility, schedule a meeting right up here. Okay. And then what else? So also, if you don't have a Pookie Bear, if you don't have a company to sponsor you, but you're interested in getting legal status in America, especially if you're abroad, outside America, we do have a webinar. We have webinars almost every 2 weeks about Know Your Rights, but we also have webinars about other topics that are complimentary. There's no cost. All you have to do is spend like 10 seconds registering for free. Okay? That is available in the LINK and the links. So thank you so much, and y'all have a